Hello students, I Kamlesh Kumar. Welcome to all of you at my YouTube channel Social Science Academy. We are studying the chapter Socialism in Europe and Russian Revolution of class 9 NCERT book. We have discussed a lot of things about the chapter in the previous videos. So this is the 8th part of the chapter. In this video we are going to deal with the two topics: socialism in Russia and a turbulent time, the 1905 revolution. So let us see. All political parties were illegal in Russia before 1914. Means before 1914 the political parties were not given recognition by the emperor. The Russian Socialist Democratic Workers' Party was founded in 1898 by socialists who respected Marx's ideas. So already we have discussed the ideas of the Marx. However, because of government policy, it had to operate as an illegal organization. It set up a newspaper, mobilized workers and organized strikes. So these were the status of political parties in Russia before 1914, or we can say up to 1914, just before the Russian Revolution. Some Russian socialists felt that Russian peasants' custom of dividing land periodically made them natural socialists. Natural socialist means those people who are against the private property and they believe in the collective ownership of resources. So peasants, not workers, would be the main force of the revolution, and Russia could become socialist more quickly than other countries. So here the peasants will play a dominant role in making Russia a socialist country, not workers, as it was there in other countries like Germany and some of the other nations. So here peasants were dominant, and we have already seen in the previous topic that 85% population of Russia was peasants. So socialists were active in countryside through the late 19th century. Countryside, why? Countryside means rural areas, and in rural areas we know that mainly the peasants, farmers live over there. So that was the condition. They formed the Socialist Revolutionary Party in 1900. This party struggled for peasants' right and demanded that land belonging to nobles be transferred to peasants. Social Democrats disagreed with socialist revolutionaries about peasants. Lenin felt that peasants were not one united group. Some group were poor and others rich. Some workers as some worked as laborers, while others were capitalists who employed workers. Given this differentiation within them, they could not all be part of a socialist movement. So that was the scenario in the Russian society. Now let us see the next paragraph. The party was divided over the strategy of organization. Vladimir Lenin, who led the Bolshevik group, thought that in a repressive society like Tsarist Russia, the party should be disciplined and should control the number of quality of its members. Others, Mensheviks, thought that the party should be open to all, as in Germany. So these were the basic differences between Bolsheviks and Mensheviks. Or we can say that Bolsheviks wanted to bring socialism in radical way, and Mensheviks in a very liberal way, or in a gradual manner. Now let us see the next topic: a turbulent time, the 1905 revolution. Russia was an autocracy. Autocracy of already we have seen the word. Unlike other European rulers, even at the beginning of the 20th century, the Tsar was not subject to parliament. Liberals in Russia campaigned to end this state of affairs. Together with the social democrats and socialist revolutionaries, they worked with peasants and workers during the revolution of 1905 to demand a constitution. They were supported in the empire by nationalists in Poland, for instance, and in Muslim dominated areas by jihadists who wanted modernized Islam to lead their society. So, jihadists were mainly those Muslim people who wanted to modernize themselves. Now, let us see the real scenario. The year 1904 was particularly bad one for Russian workers. Why? Prices of essential goods rose so quickly uh, that real wages declined by 20%. The membership of workers association rose dramatically. Means those who were sufferer, the workers, the peasants, they associated with them the associations of the workers group. When four members of the Assembly of Russian Workers, which had been formed in 1904, were dismissed at the Puchido Iron Works, there was a call for industrial action. Over the next few days, over 110,000 workers in St. Petersburg went on strike demanding a reduction in the working day or 8 hours. Working day to 8 hours, an increase in wages and improvement in working conditions. So real struggle of the workers started in 1904, where they were demanding for those decrease in the working hours and increase in wages. So when the procession of workers led by Father Gapon reached the Winter Palace in St. Palace, it was attacked by the police and Cossacks. Cossacks were the cavalry or horse rider military. So over 100 workers were killed and about 300 wounded. The incident known as Bloody Sunday started a series of events that became known as the 1905 revolution. Strikes took place all over the country and universities closed down when students' bodies started walkouts complaining about the lack of civil liberties. Lawyers, doctors, engineers and other middle class workers established the union and demanded a constituent assembly. So now the political movement, this struggle of one section of society became a widespread. Many of the professionals associated with them this revolution. So during the 1905 revolution, the Tsar allowed the creation of an elected consultative parliament of Duma. So in 1905, the monarch, the Tsar, permitted to form a parliament or Duma. For a brief while during the revolution, there existed a large number of trade unions and factory communities made up of factory workers. After 1905, most committees and unions worked unofficially since they were declared illegal. As we have seen, before 1914, all the political parties were declared illegal in Russia. So severe restrictions were placed on political activity. The Tsar dismissed the first Duma within 75 days and re-elected second Duma within 3 months. He did not want any questioning of his authority or any reduction in his power. So he changed the voting laws and backed the third Duma with conservative politicians. Conservative politicians means those who did not want to bring changes, those who believed in still the monarchical system. Liberals and revolutionaries were kept out. So the revolution is starting, but the Tsar monarch is trying to suppress the revolution, and it will become a more burning causes to start the revolution in 1917. So that's all in this video. In next video we will start the next topic, the First World War and the Russian Empire. Till then, keep watching. If you are liking my videos, please press the like button and subscribe the channel so that you will get the earliest notification of the new videos. Keep watching. Have a nice day.